I'm in New York at a business summit. I'm delivering a speech the next day. But I was on the subway. I opened my account and $30,000.
This is Kurt Warner. Everybody knows him, and he saved
Honestly, I was so shocked. I have no idea what to do. I just got out of the military, and I've trained for a lot of things, but I've never trained for how to restore my identity. The whole situation just feels completely out of my control. You think the $30,000 loss is all,
there's no doubt
it's
about
like
it.
this is just
I
the
gotta
beginning.
say, I'm excited.
They
We're
tried to
getting
open
close.
up new credit cards, my name, get loans,
these
my
moments
name.
24 hours before
ending.
the game. You want to just get the kickoff. But the matchup that I am looking for is going to be Jackson Smith and Jigba.
I don't even know if they
against
really
the secondary of the New England Patriots. Now, I'd love to say against Christian Gonzalez, but
even
the one
if you
thing
get your
that
money
we
back
know,
from one
David,
account,
is that
the criminals
when it
still have
comes
your
to
personal information to go
JSN, they're
open
going to
another.
move him all
So it
over
just
the
never
place.
ends.
It's going to be like, where's Waldo? You got to figure him out, and so there's going to be a lot of different matchups.
I'm joined now by
right here,
cybersecurity expert Morgan Wright.
They love to run the choice
you've
routes out of
advised
the
the
backfield.
NSA,
You play high, you play to the outside.
multinational corporations.
Right here,
How realistic is it for one to get back their identity?
Can the average person do this? I would say no, and here's why. There's no place you go fill out a form and say, hey, I'd like a new identity tomorrow. You want to recover your identity? All you got to do is go to identitytheft.gov, download all of their forms, and start following the instructions. I mean, step one, call all the companies, the fraud department. Step two, place a fraud alert on all your credit scores. Report a misused social security number. Stop debt collectors. Replace government-issued IDs. Clear your name of criminal charges. That has happened. As a former detective, I can tell you, people have been victimized by this. There are over 100 steps you have to take on this if you want to recover your identity by yourself.
We've talked to a lot of people about getting their money back, fixing their credit cards, but those are just the symptoms, right? The culprit is really the loss of your identity.
Look, if you think draining your account and taking all the money out of your account is the worst thing that can happen,
and when you look at this
the real
matchup
theft
with
starts
what
when they
Sam
steal your
Darnold can do,
information,
what
your
Drake
bank
May can
account,
do
your
on
credit
both
history.
sides of it.
And you know
I
what?
mean,
One of the
Maye
worst things,
needs all the
a
help
mortgage
he
is
can
taken out
get
in your
in
name
terms
that you
of
don't
this
even
pass
know
rush
about,
that he's
and
going
you
up
are
against.
hundreds of thousands of dollars in jeopardy. Until you can prove who you are, and to do that, you would have to stand guard 24/7, 365.
So what do I do?
Look, the best way to do this yourself is to never do this yourself.
I don't know if you guys know that,
You
but
need to get an expert like LifeLock, somebody who's got the experience and the battle scars to prove it.
Morgan, thank you very much. This has been incredibly important information.
It's been my pleasure, Alexis. Thank you.
Right on the sideline. Josh McDaniels going to have to do a ton of this because
To
I
learn
think
more,
there's
visited
some
the
weakness there
leader
with
in
Seattle. If you can
identity
use that
theft
draw action,
protection,
you can get those linebackers to
LifeLock.
step up, create lanes. Here's another action.
First,
this
what is
something
the
Kubiak likes
difference
to run a lot
between
of.
calling
They said, let's
LifeLock
steal
and
that.
calling
Drake
your
Mason,
own
he
bank
can
to
throw the
get your
ball down the
money
field.
back?
Also, this double
Can anyone
move
just
off
do
the
that on
safety.
their own?
Obviously,
It makes sense why people think that, but getting your money back and restoring your identity are completely different things.
Interesting. What do you mean?
Identity theft is about more than any one account. They could be draining your bank account, and while you're trying to fix that, they're using your identity to take out loans or cause more damage elsewhere.
The first sign of identity theft is often small, but those red flags can point to a much bigger problem.
If you're a victim, you want to know right away. That's why our proprietary software scans millions of data
and they've
points
been really
every
built on the
second.
big
If we
play.
notice
Drake's
anything
thrown it as well
suspicious,
as anybody.
we send
So
you an
that
alert
play
like
action
this.
pass is
And
where
all you have
you
to
can add a
do
little
is
bit
either
of
tap, "This was me,"
protection up
or
front. You can
"This
design
wasn't
and
me."
simplify
And
the
what
concepts
happens
down the
next?
field and say,
We connect you with a
this is where we're going to
US-based
get our
restoration
shots. That's something they've
specialist
struggled
that
with
handles the case
throughout
from
the
the beginning
playoffs.
to the
Something
end.
they're going to need
So
against
part
this
of what
really
we
good Seattle
worry about
secondary.
is the idea of engaging with government agencies at the federal and state level.
47
We're not
times
equipped to do
total
that,
in the
but
regular
LifeLock
season.
is.
That's like
That's right.
2021 Joe
And
Burrow
LifeLock
territory.
deals with those kinds of
Kurt, thank you very much.
organizations
Don't go
every
far.
day.
We'll be back with you
And
in
they
a little
know
bit
us,
as
so
we
we
go
have
from
ways of
one Super Bowl
communicating with them
MVP to a
that
few
aren't
others.
available
Here's a
to the
look back
public.
at some
Thank you so
surprising
much.
Super Bowl
This has been
MVPs through the
really
years.
helpful.
Starting with Larry Brown, MVP of Super Bowl 30. Brown
So how
intercepted
well
Steelers
does
quarterback
LifeLock
Neil
hold up when their
O'Donnell
members'
twice,
money
returning
hangs in the
both
balance?
deep into Pittsburgh
Jonathan's
territory
story
to set up
could be
touchdowns in the
very
Cowboys
revealing.
win. And then
It's
on
Thanksgiving
a defense
evening.
full of Hall of
I was
Famers,
alerted
it was
by
quarterback
LifeLock
Dexter
that there
Jackson
were
that took
multiple
home Super Bowl
withdrawals
MVP
amounting
when he
to
picked off league MVP
$9,200
Rich Gannon
that were
twice
taken out
in the
of my
Bucs'
account.
48-21
My
blowout
mouth
win
just
over the
dropped.
Raiders. And Super
I
Bowl
contacted
48
my bank.
MVP
They were
Seahawks
very cold.
linebacker
I really
Malcolm
thought
Smith
they
had a
would restore my funds
69-yard
because
pick
these
six
were
on
just
Peyton
fraudulent
Manning
withdrawals.
and had a fumble recovery
They said,
in
no,
Seattle's
this is not fraud.
43
You
to
must have
8
given your information
win
to somebody.
over the Broncos.
I had to file an appeal.
Here's the Good
I
Morning
was denied.
Football crew
I filed
on
a second
who
appeal.
could be another
Once again,
surprise
I was
MVP
denied.
of Super Bowl 60.
I pretty much thought that I could handle this on my own. Unfortunately, that was not the case. And that's when I decided to contact LifeLock. I was provided with one dedicated restoration specialist, Alexandra. Alexandra was relentless. She pressed them continuously to say, what restore? 9 checks amounting to $9,200. I was choked up. I did not think it was going to happen. The first phone call I made was to Alexandra. And I said, Alexandra, you're amazing. Thank you so much. She said, I'm just doing my job. The police didn't believe me. The banking institution didn't believe me. But LifeLock believed me. Can this happen again? Absolutely. But I know now that I have someone in my corner.
I love the
Your financial future is on the line.
$21,000. And it's a question of motivation. Who's the most motivated player in the Super Bowl?
You may have protections in place, but can you rely on them when it matters most?
I thought I would get a notice from my bank, but I got nothing.
The police didn't believe me. The banking institution didn't believe me. I felt so betrayed.
And it's not just your money that's at stake.
If you think draining your account is the worst thing that can happen, it's not. This is just the beginning of a much bigger problem.
An officer with a gun said, follow me. Oh my goodness.
Criminals won't stop at draining 401k, savings, or investment accounts. And while you're trying to put the pieces back together, they're causing further damage that's almost impossible to fix.
They just keep taking from you. They've taken who you are, they've taken what you have. They're going to continue to take what you earn. And it's just total destruction.
There's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds. The time to protect yourself is now. LifeLock is the leader in identity theft protection and restoration.
Remember, you can catch us every weekday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. Eastern on the
Our
NFL
proven
Network.
team of U.S.-based restoration specialists knows the steps to take and the calls to make to fix your case guaranteed. They contact institutions, dispute fraudulent charges, close compromised accounts, and even procure legal support far beyond the capabilities of your bank or credit card company.
It's not just about phone words. LifeLock held my bank accountable for the fraudulent withdrawals in my bank account.
And as extra protection, all LifeLock memberships include the $1 Million Protection Package. That means our members receive reimbursement for stolen funds and personal expenses like lost wages, as well as coverage for lawyers and experts.
LifeLock stepped in and reimbursed me every penny that the bank would. $7,000.
Our restoration guarantee and $1 Million Protection Package are included in all memberships with no additional fees.
I think it's natural to think that you can do this on your own. You can't. You need an expert in your corner.
0 turnovers for Sam Darnold in the postseason so far. Let's go to the other quarterback here.
Or go to LifeLock.com/35TV right now to get LifeLock for just $9.99 a month for your first year. And if you call now, you'll get 35% off your first year on any. Call 1-800-288-2177 and use promo code 35TV or go to LifeLock.com/35TV to join today.
1,000-yard receiver in 6 years. Stephon Diggs.
Oh, well, it's a good game for him, but 4 receptions, 54 yards.
1 in 3 Americans have been a victim of identity theft, and for many of them, it wasn't their fault. Their information was exposed in a data breach they had no control over and no way of stopping. With me now is our own cybersecurity expert, Vinny Troya. When he's not illustrating cyber threats as part of our team, he's helping government agencies and Fortune 500 companies plan for and recover from cyber attacks.
Slightly less, but still a
How
monster
can you
here.
tell if your data has been breached?
So LifeLock actually has a great tool. So we could go here to LifeLock's page. You could put in your email address, run a free scan, and it'll tell you where your information is popping up on the dark web. You want to try it?
He hasn't been with the number 1 wide receiver for other teams, just 26% of the time. So match him up against a linebacker, match him up against a safety, and look for those explosive passes.
Okay,
Let's
so
go
we'll put
to
that
his
into
teammate
the
Kenneth
search
Walker,
bar here.
who scored 4 rushing touchdowns this postseason, which ties is him for the most in a single season in franchise history. With Marshawn
On average, most people will probably find about 20 or so breaches associated with their information.
So are you saying that everything that a criminal would need to steal my identity is basically out there?
We can see from here that I've got access to all of that. Now's the time to really get the protection. You want to make sure you have something in place protecting your information before it gets used in any sort of crime.
So even though I have not experienced identity theft yet, you say treat this like an urgent matter.
It is. I mean, the information
is safe. You need a proven partner.
So he would just call and check in, or he would send a text. So finally, everything's been resolved. My credit score is back where it was. I cannot imagine going through this without LifeLock.
Your identity is the key that unlocks everything. So if you think restoring it is a quick fix, think again.
It's like this impossible maze that you're navigating.
If someone steals your identity tomorrow, who's your first call?
I opened my account, $30,000 is missing. I had no idea what to do.
With LifeLock, expert help is always just one tap away.
It might ask me, was this you purchasing a car? And yes, I'm buying my daughter a car. Or is this you transferring your home title? And I can say no, and LifeLock will handle it for me.
Our highly trained U.S.-based restoration specialists contact institutions, dispute fraudulent charges, close compromised accounts, and even procure legal support, far beyond the capabilities of your bank or credit card company.
LifeLock pursued this case further than I ever would have imagined.
And as extra protection, all LifeLock memberships include the $1 Million Protection Package. That means our members receive reimbursement for stolen funds and personal expenses like lost wages, as well as coverage from lawyers and experts. Call 1-800-288-2177 or go to LifeLock.com/35TV right now to get LifeLock for just $9.99 a month for your first year. And if you call now, you'll get 35% off your first year on any annual plan.
LifeLock stepped in and reimbursed me every penny that the bank would. $7,000.
Our restoration guarantee and $1 Million Protection Package are included in all memberships with no additional fees.
I think it's natural to think that you can do this on your own.
Full of ups and downs, but obviously more ups and downs in the position I'm in right now. It's been a complete blessing. I'm loving being here in Seattle. This team is special, and I'm just glad I could be here to be a part of all this.
Look, man, Sheen the Speed is he's known in our car home, okay? Because this guy is absolutely electric. When he was with my brother Derek, my nephews loved him.
was taken out of my account by criminals. I didn't know what to do.
So happy that you landed there.
I immediately called the bank representatives, and it was like talking to a wall. These people couldn't care less about you. They weren't going to help me. You know, they said, oh, well, we have a receipt. She walked me through every step. She got on every phone call with me. It was very obvious that the bank was not interested in helping us.
Yeah, no,
but I wasn't alone.
It only took me about a week to get back to the lingo and
but they weren't done
the verbiage of the offense.
LifeLock stepped in and reimbursed me every penny that the bank would. $7,000. This is invaluable. Our information is out there.
So not to compare, guys,
for me,
it
was $7,000.
In New
For
Orleans,
you, it could be $70,000.
and
Who
now
knows?
JSN is your
Nobody
teammate.
else was
Talk
going to
about
help me.
JSN a little bit. His similarities maybe to Chris, or how this offense utilizes both you guys. I think that
I went to get in my email and it wouldn't let me log in. So I was like, this is really strange. Then all of a sudden I was watching my debit card number.
What's it like for you to go up
It was like I had a ghost. Every time I opened an account, they were always 5 steps ahead of me, and I had nothing I could do about it.
But how do they do that exactly?
They bring this
Our
team
own
so much
cyber expert
energy,
Vinny
juice, and
Troya
confidence,
scrubs the
man.
darkest corners of
Just
the internet.
see those guys work.
That's good. Two great defenses in this game. Speaking of the pass defense now, like when you look at those guys, what challenges do they pose against your offense to
passwords
kind
or
of
new
maybe try to slow you guys down a
verifications,
little
they would have all that information within
they take away a lot of big plays.
Well, I don't know if this is going to make you feel better, but it wasn't a personal attack against you. This kind of operation is done at scale every day to thousands of people. I think your computer was infected with an info stealer malware. So anytime you would have typed your password or anything on the computer, it just gets fed right through them. And so let me show you exactly how. I've got this phone here loaded up with malware that's very similar to what happened to you. And there's a web form, so why don't you just go ahead and log in, make a username and password for me.
Enjoy it. Make sure you take it all in. Rashid Shaheed joining us here. Shaheed, he plays Patriots.
You have the password just right there.
It came right to me. You filled it out, and I've got it.
That's it. So that's how they were doing it at the same time.
Yep,
in almost real time.
Yep, as soon as you type it in. Contributions from first-year players,
So, I mean, this type of infection happens to thousands of people every day. The information gets processed, automatically sent over to the attackers in real time, and then they use it to log into the accounts, create new ones, drain existing accounts, do whatever they're going to do with it. And I think that's where LifeLock can really help. You would have had a specialist there with you through the entire process. They could have helped with the accounts. They could have stopped new accounts from being opened in your name, and that would have been a major win right there.
Let's start first of all with the Seattle Seahawks. Their dynamic defense. You can make a strong case in the playoffs. Their best player has been safety Nick Eamon-Wari, someone who absolutely should have been a first-round pick, somehow fell to the second round. He has been an eraser for them, particularly on third down.
I felt like I had a lot of different protection because I am a very organized person and I work with AI and technology.
He has been a very dynamic, energy-giving source for the Seattle Seahawks defense. And then you flip it over to the other side.
It's Thanksgiving Eve. I just had dinner with my family.
They are on the phone with people saying that they're me. They're using my date of birth.
He can not only pump a big run at any point in time, he can get involved in the passing game as well. So keep an eye on him in this one. If they're blitzing or if they're hitting and getting to Drake Maye, I think the screen game with Travion Henderson could be a key element for this Patriot offense, as they know they need to score more points than they score against the Denver Broncos.
It felt very invasive. I naively thought that it was going to